The Edmonton Oilers. Oh, the Edmonton Oilers finished third in the division last year. Can you imagine that? They were only third. Only third. Now,
home ice killed them in the first round.
Yeah, you know what? It's too hard to play at home for Edmonton.
Steamrolled.
They had 101 points, and they, for the second straight year, had a terrible October and still got 101 points. The odds makers at BetMGM have them at 104.5. So
Chum FM?
Not Chum FM. No, it's at 104 and a half.
Look at that.
Or under 104 and a half. So 180 to go over, 195 to go under. You have to think that they're not going to have another bad October. I know they don't. I know them in Florida. Like, they in Florida do not care.
Yeah.
They know what they're going to do. Teams have played 13 games in the Stanley Cup Finals in the last 2 years. That's more than anybody else because everybody else is 0. The Edmonton Oilers regular season, though.
I'm in danger here, Adam. Do either of you remember if I had the Ducks over or under?
You had them under.
Oh, thank God.
Did you?
I thought he did.
I don't remember.
Because I was about to. Because last year I got made fun of because I thought everyone was going to be over. And I thought I was about to do 3 straight overs. I can't remember what I said for the Ducks. The Flames are an egregious over, I think. Oilers, I have over.
You have over 104 and a half.
I like them.
Okay, Jesse Blake.
I have over as well, and I don't care how narrative-driven this sounds, but I think with all of the McDavid contract noise in training camp and before training camp and all that stuff, I think they come out of the gate fired up and ready to play this season because their star player is here right now.
Yep.
And his only decision for staying will be dependent on how good they are. And if winning is a thing they do in Edmonton, McDavid will want to stick around. And if it's not, then the noise starts coming out about all of his contract and where's he going to play. So I think they come out of the gate really hot, and that's what's killed them the last few years about winning the division. So if they're hot out of the gate, I can see them finishing very high in the division and getting a lot of points. And I think they will because of McDavid and how his desire to win is the whole reason he'll stay them.
There's a lot of anger about them not doing anything with their goaltending, but don't let that and well, what if we replayed the Stanley Cup final today, right? Like, don't let that cloud the regular season. This team's excellent. They literally do not need to be good for the first month to 2 months.
As we saw.
And then they'll be totally fine. They're going to get a full season out of Jake Wallman.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get a full season out of Trent Frederick, and some of you are going to roll your eyes. But
I think he's a very good player. I think people underrate him.
A healthy Trent Frederick could be a torpedo for you.
Yep.
You're going to get Andrew Mangiapane, who,
smallish winger who can score
and kill penalties, and he can bury, and I think on the Oilers he will. I think it'll work out a little bit better than Jeff Skinner. And to me, the biggest one of the biggest wild cards in the entire league is Isaac Howard being on the Oilers.
Yes. Now tell us, how did he get there and who is he?
He is a first-round draft pick, I believe, of the Tampa Bay Lightning, who murdered college hockey.
Heisman? Hobie Baker. Not Heisman.
The other H college award.
Hobie Baker.
Was
winner.
Absolutely unbelievable and excellent, and he just told Tampa, no, I don't want to.
Which is weird, man.
Not a lot of people tell Tampa that these days, but no, I don't want to. And he ends up in Edmonton via trade. Of all the teams to land this guy, there's a greater than 0% chance he plays with McDavid. There's a greater than 0% chance he plays with Draisaitl. Keep in mind that they're beginning the season without Zach Hyman, right? And obviously that's a bad thing for them, and that might cost them points in the standings. But it's an opportunity for someone else.
Yeah.
Is that someone else Mangiapane? Is that someone else Howard? I expect big things from this kid.
There's a couple things in there, guys, that make me. I really agree with you. As much as they may not care about the beginning of the season, and they shouldn't, I do think they're going to be shot out of a cannon too, Jesse. Because here's what I see. I see a lot of change on the horizon. Besides McDavid being a UFA next year, as of this recording, Adam Henrique Kasperi Kapanen, David Tomasek. Yeah,
I really liked Kapanen in the playoffs, man.
But Ekholm, Wallman, Kulak, and Stetcher are all UFAs too. And so are Skinner and Pickard. And so this is, you know how the Tampa Bay Lightning had the last dance or whatever, they had that on their rings?
Yeah.
This is kind of that for a lot of these guys. And so now you're looking at it's like, okay, we really love each other and we just fell short and we probably were just a Zach Hyman away, at least from a game 7.
Yeah.
So you got that. The other thing I think is there's no way, and I could live to regret this. There's no way the Oilers goaltending is as bad this year as it was last year. I think Stuart Skinner, you think about the opinion we all had of Stuart Skinner coming out of the playoffs in 23-24, right? Those were
he looked awesome.
And yet he got pulled in those playoffs. People forget that.
Yep,
he got pulled against Vancouver.
By the end of it, it was sorry for doubting you.
100%. And he was in talks. They were like, man, he might be a Four Nations guy, outside shot, blah, 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 blah. He has come to camp this year, and people are laughing at him going, I want to make the Olympic team. Now, those chances aren't great from this point. But, boy, he couldn't be on a better team to give him a shot at that. And, hey, the captain of your team happens to be the probably the next captain of Team Canada once Crosby retires. I'm sure he can advocate for you. So I feel like they are fired up to be together. Mm-hmm. This could be it for a lot of them, and there's no way Skinner is bad in that way. And if he is, then they've got a serious problem, but they got an entire season to figure it out.
Again, you're going to hear me say this for a lot of teams. I just think there's goaltending available. Not necessarily a Skinner replacement. Mm-hmm. I think there could be a Pickard replacement, potentially.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Potentially. They probably keep him, but doesn't hurt to have depth.
We forget how bad the beginning of last season was in October specifically for the Edmonton Oilers. They started off 0-3 with 6-0 loss to the Jets, 5-2 to the Blackhawks, and then 4-1 to the Flames. And those were all 3 games at home. Like, you start the season 4-game homestand and you go 1-4 or 1-3. It's a disaster start. And then after that, you lose a couple of games to the Stars and Hurricanes as well. I don't foresee them dropping Blackhawks, Flames, Jets games again to start the season. They're going to be better just by automatically there are more points on the board for them.
Yep.
So I see them having a very good season. Plus, you mentioned Howard. Savoy is the other young guy who's going to have an impact on this team. The trade from Buffalo with Tullio, I think it was Tyler Tullio, and Ryan McLeod, they make that trade. They get Savoy. So Savoy and Howard are going to fill in the gaps where they lose a couple of the older vets, but they have these young guys who are magic beans but could be really good.
I'm going to throw another name at you. Mm-hmm. Quinn Hudson, brother of Lane.
There you go.
He is fighting with Savoy for ice time going into it. And we found that out from the Grant McKaig interview with his dad. So listen, it's straight from the source. You know, this is a guy who ate at Boston University the last 3 years, scored a ton, right winger, and maybe he doesn't start the year with the team. He did play a couple of games with the Oilers last year, didn't score. But that could be one of those guys where, someone needs a break because they tweak something. He gets a good couple of weeks in there, and all of a sudden, hey, I don't think we need to make a trade at the trade deadline. We've got good winger depth. Howard, Hudson, those guys coming up. This is the amazing thing about the Oilers is they have some pretty bright lights coming now, which is kind of amazing.
Stan Bowman has a bit of a delicate walk to do, I think, come opening night, because I think the Vultures are going to be circling that waiver wire.
Sure.
There's going to be guys, I think, that might surprise you who could be available.
I'm going to ask you guys something that is a unfair question, but I'm going to ask anyway. How much, and Jesse, you alluded to this at the top, how much does this Connor McDavid thing become tiresome? Right? Because the guys are going to have to answer questions. Connor's going to have to answer questions. The Edmonton media is going to have to talk about this, and the national media will talk about this.
I don't think Mark Spector is going to let this go.
You don't think he's going to let this go? I think he's going to be mad at us for talking about it.
No, I don't think he's just going to sit on the sidelines and be like, I'm not going to bring this up.
Yeah.
I think he'll be talking about it a whole bunch.
Just, Jesse, when do the Oilers play the Leafs? Just look it up. That's when he's going to get bothered about it. And I think for the most part, the Edmonton media is going to leave him alone.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I think it'll be a conversation.
No, there's going to be a
They don't want him to go either, by the way. Who would?
Well, of course not.
You want to write about that guy.
There's going to be a time, and I think it's going to be fairly soon, where he's going to get asked a question. He's going to answer it eloquently. And then he's going to go, I'll let you know when there's an update. Don't ask me again. in his very
And they
Connor
will.
McDavid-ish way. In the way where, in the Connor McDavid-y way where you know he's not kidding.
Right.
And he's telling you to shut up.
I
And they'll
think
shut up.
I think in most of the game notes and the post-game reports from this season, from the specs alike, you will see some sort of mention of that contract. I don't think it's like Mitch, where the Toronto media was told shut up and we all kind of listened.
Yeah.
You know, they
Because
didn't
they
want,
said we're not going to talk about it. And I was
and
like,
then
okay.
we were all like, okay, and then we all did that. I think with McDavid, it is different. I think that's some of the sentiment from the NHL fans across the entire league, that it is different, and I think you're going to hear this come up time and time again.
They'll talk about it, but will they talk about it with him?
I'll give you the. I'll tell you
Both.
when they talk about it. When there's a losing streak, if there is one. So Edmonton, okay, they finished.
Just don't go on one.
Well, yeah, exactly, and they don't have to. They
win.
finished third in the division last year, 101 points. Remember, their betting odds are 104.51 or over or under. Gentlemen, where do you have the Edmonton Oilers finishing in this division? I'm going to start with Jesse.
I have the Edmonton Oilers winning the Pacific.
Wow,
First place over.
Yep.
first place and over. Jesse or Steve Dangle.
I have them second place in the division, but I also have them over. I think people are. It's a combination. They're giving them the Panthers treatment, where they're like, they don't care about the regular season. They're looking at the Zach Hyman injury, and they're also looking at the goaltending and their disappointment in that, and just going, I don't know. It's the regular season. They're not going to do much. I think you're way undervaluing the guys that they've brought in. I think you're way undervaluing the guys they brought in last year and are just about to play a full season. I think you're just undervaluing the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid, who didn't even have that crazy of a season last year. They're going to be unreal, but I still have them second.
I have them second as well because I think there's a team in the division that is more motivated to prove it right now than the Oilers have to be. The Oilers have played, as I said, 13 games in the Stanley Cup Finals the last 2 years. Nobody else other than the Panthers can match them on that one. So we'll find out what happens. But there's your Edmonton Oilers season preview.